In 2013, the Boston Marathon bombing left 3 people dead and over 200 seriously injured. Nearly 2 years later, the accused Dzhokhar Tsarnaev is now on trial and will likely face the death penalty. Patrice Howard has the story.
Dzhokhar Tsarnaev stands accused of carrying out one of the worst terrorist attacks on American soil. The homemade explosives he and his late older brother Tamerlan dropped at the finish line of the 2013 Boston Marathon changed the lives of runners, spectators, and their loved ones in an instant. Now the people of Boston will be called to decide their alleged attacker's fate, as Tsarnaev is standing trial in the city he allegedly bombed, at this courthouse just miles from the finish line. Many wonder if a city that showed strength in the face of terror can now be fair in the interest of justice.
I think it's not going to be easy to find totally impartial jurors. The judge is very aware of that.
Boston criminal attorney Bob Bloom says selecting an impartial jury will take time, as District Judge George O'Toole is charged with finding 12 unbiased jurors and 6 alternates, who can also decide if the death penalty is a punishment that fits the crimes.
The original jury pool will have approximately 1,200 people from eastern Massachusetts, and the judge will ask extensive questions of that pool and determine if anybody has made up their mind before they actually sit.
Jury selection in this case has been particularly important. The judge said he was looking for fair and impartial local residents to serve on the jury, a task that could be a challenge in the very city where the crimes were committed. Tsarnaev's defense teams have twice asked but been denied permission to move the trial out of town. Other cases deemed too high profile have been moved out of state, like Oklahoma bomber Timothy McVeigh, who was tried in Colorado. There have been protests against hearing the case in Boston.
Do you think a fair trial is possible?
It should be. However, that's kind of in the hands of the American public at this point. I feel like their perception is a lot of it. Whether or not a fair jury can be found is a lot of it, and that's going to have to do with the public.
But culture professor Salvatore Felica feels the extensive coverage the bombing received will make finding jurors with no prior knowledge of the case almost impossible.
No one can possibly be unaware of what's been going on. The immense publicity that can be generated in this culture, a jury pool will definitely be, polluted.
And many Bostonians are unsure if Tsarnaev should face the death penalty.
I think they'll probably be in opposition of what I think. I think they'll probably not want the death penalty sought for him.
Just because he killed someone, I don't think that necessarily killing him is the right answer, an eye for an eye kind of a thing I don't generally agree with.
The Boston Marathon attacks will forever be a part of Boston's story. And despite mixed emotions, this trial will be a chance for those affected to decide how this chapter ends. Patrice Howard, Telesur, Boston.